Hey, how's it going, everyone? And welcome to my channel. Here I am at my new school. This is my main school. I have two schools this year. This is gonna be kind of a um, mini update and kind of just some thoughts about, moving to Korea. I've moved here back in the spring of 2019, and so it's been a while now. And so I just thought that with this move to a different school, that it's kind of a perfect time for me to kind of give my personal thoughts on like moving to Korea and how I feel about my overall experience so far, I suppose, and whether or not I think it's fit for everybody. So, what I expected when I first moved to Korea is kind of arguably a completely different level from what I actually got. I think anytime we make life changing decisions in our life, we seem to have a lot of expectations for it, regardless if we try not to. And especially being someone who like enjoyed Korea from an outside perspective at that time, I think I had a lot of high expectations for Korea. Considering at that time I had just gotten out of college, I didn't really have a job lined up. I didn't want to go to grad school quite yet. I wanted to travel as well. And so Korea, like teaching in Korea specifically, was kind of like an all-in-one encompassing problem solver for me. Unfortunately enough, the first couple like months, Korea didn't fail to impress. When I first landed here, it felt like a scene from a K-drama like came out to life, and I was like living that K-drama life. Like everything was so new and fresh. Yeah, I was like going out to the clubs and the bars and the pochas and things like that every weekend, and eating the Korean barbecue and eating the fried chicken and the tteokbokki and all that whatnot. It was just amazing. And anytime I had vacation days, I would spend those vacation days going to another country and experiencing it like a whole nother world in itself. And like with that, I finally got the chance to see Japan. I finally got the chance to see Akihabara, which is kind of like this huge anime city, and I like geeked out over some of the like most awesome stuff. And I even got the chance to go to like the Pokemon centers and kind of relive some of my like childhood memories there. So it was a lot of fun. Best part about being able to do all of this was that like my job, I actually really started to enjoy it as well. It was never overly difficult, especially now that I'm teaching elementary kids. Like their sense of innocence, I guess, kind of brings like an odd sense of comfort. I mean, some of my kids, like their worst day is like I don't give them candy at the end of the class or something, and it's like that's what makes it a bad day. But I mean, as great as Korea is, as I progress, I suppose, in my journey of living abroad, it's becoming harder and harder for me to recommend living in Korea. Well, not just Korea, but like living abroad for a prolonged time. Just because although I do think like traveling, I think everyone who has the option or the opportunity to travel should travel. But living abroad for a long time, I don't think is fit for everybody. And I'm not trying to put anyone down by saying this, but especially for the people who don't have a strong sense of like self love and self worth, or who are easily like malleable to the society around them. Because I think that like throughout my time here, I've met, I suppose, a lot of toxic people who aren't necessarily like toxic on purpose. It's just that when you move here, we're all kind of on this high, like we're all on this like honeymoon phase, right? And because we're all on this honeymoon phase, everyone doesn't necessarily see the problems within themselves and within the country that they're living in. But regardless, we all have to come out of that honeymoon phase sooner or later. And when some of us we realize that all of the insecurities and problems that we've buried underneath, they're still there, but the only difference is that you're now have all these problems and insecurities, and now you're just in Korea. That's like the only difference. And then when these problems come bursting back up because you buried them for so long, you start to question yourself. You're like, oh my God, what am I doing? Like, what am I like? Am I wasting my time here? Who am I? And I'm sure that we've all had these like existential like thoughts, like existential moments in crisis before, but and now you're in a completely different country without any of the support that you had from back home. Like you don't have that same mental and emotional support that you did back home. And it becomes even more difficult to deal with those problems because um, there's this like, I guess, fear of not wanting to seem like you're not doing well because according to your friends and family, you're in Korea, right? You should be having a great time here. And that's probably all they think. And so you don't want to admit to them that like you're struggling here, right? Because then they're like, why are you over there? You're wasting your time. Why don't you just like come back home? Like what a waste of time for you to go all the way to Korea just to suffer. So with that added stress on top of everything that you already been trying to bury like piles on, it just kind of like it just kind of throws you into like a depression, you know. And so little do they know we're all like equally suffering. uh, so for those of us who've been here for a couple of years, it becomes like this weird internal battle of whether or not we, take the loss and we go back home and we try to play catch up with the people at home, or we stay here and try to make the most of what we already have to try to kind of like prove to ourselves that we are having a good time. But then again, that continues to like, I guess, entangle us into this problem that if we don't achieve something within a certain time frame, life is somehow a failure. I just think that the problem is that we start to romanticize this idea that all of our life's problem will be solved with this next big thing, when the reality is that that's not true. I'm starting to realize that the problem isn't the next big thing isn't meeting our expectations. The problem is that we start to base so much of our self-worth, so much of like life's worth, the worth of life, on these perfect moments that is supposed to just solve everything. And I'm not trying to say that like landing the big job or moving to another country won't help to improve your life, but I just think that they're not that all-in-one fix that we kind of started to romanticize about. Like all I'm saying is go watch the movie Soul. Like if you guys haven't watched the movie Soul, go watch that. I know it's like very cliche, right? Like it's very cliche, but enjoy life for what it is and for the moment that you are now. It's like I think I'm coming to terms with this idea that like no matter where you are in life, you will never be happy unless you're kind of like happy with yourself, like unless you find love in yourself. So to kind of wrap it up, it's taken a long time for me to kind of be okay with, like to truly be okay with being here for this long. And it's just taken a lot of like self-reflecting, realizing that yeah, my well-being has improved while being here. And that's just for me. I know that that's not true for everyone, but I know that my overall well-being has improved while being here. And because at the moment I find this to be true, I'm okay with being where I am right now in life. More than okay, I'm like happy to be where I am with where I am in my life. And because of that, I've been able to find little moments in life to be more enjoyable every time, instead of like looking out for these bigger moments to kind of solve my problems. I've been able to enjoy more of the little things, more of the repetition in life. Yeah, so because I think that I am enjoying myself, and that I think especially with these past couple of months, my overall mental well-being and emotional well-being has improved. I've been able to just kind of enjoy my life for what it is. But again, I know that that's not true for everyone that I've met here. So I do kind of want to throw that, like, I guess, warning out there for those of you who do want to move to Korea and spend like a couple years here. There's gonna be a lot of hardships that you're gonna face here, more than you would expect or hope for. Um, just keep that in mind. Like, it's gonna be like a make it or break it here, mentally and emotionally. Um, if you think you can like get on that roller coaster and take those, bumps and those waves, then by all means, come through. But it's not. But if not, like, maybe reconsider just coming here to visit, or only staying for like a year. All right. I don't really know how to finish this, but that was kind of my reflection of like 2 years so far, I suppose. Just kind of like a mini update. I will do a more in-depth update about my move and stuff, maybe. I've been a lot busier these days because I teach more classes here as a elementary teacher, and so with that I haven't had the time to make as many videos as I want. I originally wanted to make this a little bit more like creative, but haven't been able time to edit any of my videos either. I just have like a bunch of videos just piled up onto my computer, and it's just building up memory. At the moment, I'm settling for these talk through the camera, and hopefully do quick edits and put it out there for you guys to watch. I hope you guys enjoy this content. I hope you guys enjoy this talk, I suppose. If you guys have any more questions about like Korea and the life here, or any thoughts about what I said, make sure to comment down below, give it a thumbs up, and until next time, peace out.